guys, Justin Vintage 55 Restorations here. Got another episode of Let's Talk About Fridges. So this is a General Electric refrigerator, single door. It's got a freezer inside, but actually what I'm specifically talking about in this episode is this paint job. So this is an original finish fridge. It is a late 60s one, but they kind of started doing what is called Sunburst painting, early 60s, 63 or so. Everybody calls it like Brady Bunch kind of stuff, you know, mid to late 60s is really when it kind of caught fire. And then it continued through the 70s as well. But this burst of darker color around a lighter color, it's kind of hard to see. The lighting in here isn't great, but there's a lighter color here, and then it carries around the body of the fridge. You see this a lot with like wood handles and shag carpet and, you know, flowers, daisies, stuff like that. And generally this Sunburst fade paint job would have come in a couple different colors that were trendy at the time, like a pistachio avocado, a brown, which was called copper tone, and you could get yellow, it was harvest gold. There was a kind of a brighter orange that you could get in some places that was kind of like a, it's kind of fiery, flamey looking, more of a burnt orange. But those are the main colors you could get back then. I just did a, it's wrapped up, you can't see it, but I did an avocado Sunburst paint job myself. I've been getting into 60s stuff a lot lately. It's been getting kind of trendy, so I'm going that route. But anyway, these are the colors I used for that. So as you can see, they're both very different colors, but when you fade them next to each other, they don't look that different. Just like this color right here is a lot darker yellow. It's more of a mustard than this kind of pale yellow, but the fade, you don't see it, and it's just a frame. But anyway, if you see that, generally late 60s, early 70s, you see them around, and everybody chime in, because I know I had one of these when I was a kid. Everybody tells me that. But the weird kind of loop that people can throw you for with this is, since it was so trendy, people actually would add these kind of copper tone Sunburst paint jobs to earlier fridges to make them more up to trend. So back before planned obsolescence, fridges would just run forever. And so how do they sell you a new one? They tell you that it looks outdated. Even though it runs just fine, it looks outdated. And obviously the style changed visually so much that it would look outdated. This fridge right here, this Admiral, this is 10 years prior to that fridge. Looks totally different. The paint job, though, is what people tended to think of what made it dated or not. So a lot of people would take a fridge like that, put a burst paint job on it, which doesn't really look good with the rounded edges, if you ask me, but they would do that, and so then it would look like, hey, it's got a Sunburst finish. It must be a 60s fridge. It blends into stuff more. You can put it in a kitchen that also had a Sunburst stove and a Sunburst vent and a Sunburst life. But you can get containers. You can get like kitchen containers. You can get stoves. You can get vent hoods. You can get dishwashers. All of those kind of appliances with a large flat face. You'd Sunburst it up. You also see it on a lot of guitars. Guitars are the only thing kind of that stuck around past that, where you still see this Sunburst idea with different tints of wood and also with different paint jobs. Gibson, their Les Paul obviously was the biggest kind of push for that, and you still see those. You go on the shelf, or Epiphone, you know, arch tops and stuff like that. They all have that Sunburst finish, and that originated about the same time as these. You can also see it a little bit earlier on K's and Harmonies, arch tops, stuff like that. But that's kind of where that design styling cue came from, was that. And in the 60s and 70s, it moved over onto cars. You can see cars like this too, especially in the custom scene. You get these paneled, framed, fade, burst paint jobs. But anyway, I had a nice original model in the shop. I thought I would talk about that a little bit because I haven't talked about it before. So have a good day, everybody. Stay safe. God bless. And I'll see you guys next time.